Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. So welcome to today's video where we are actually going to talk about some makeup mistakes, and I know that there are going to be way more, and there might be more videos that I'm gonna make about this, but we gotta start somewhere, so that's what we're doing today. Sweeties, welcome to my channel. In case you just found me, I'm Leorah. I'm a makeup artist and stylist. That will still come into play during this video, so don't forget. Sweetie. Okay, and beyond that, of course, I'm very much obviously into colorful styling and colorful makeup, so if that is something that you have been looking for all your life, then please look at my channel and browse around and see if you like it here, and of course subscribe, because I would love to have you here. Also, of course, I have all my social media linked in the description box down below, so you can check that out as well. Okay, sweeties, let us go right into this video. Now, the first thing that I want to say about this whole topic of makeup mistakes, okay? I don't think it is to be taken that seriously, because it's makeup, okay? It's not rocket science, and it is also not meant, I think, to be taken that seriously, and it's like, it's not a matter of life and death. Okay, so what I want to say with that is that it's all supposed to be taken in proportion to what really matters in life. Now, for me, makeup is very important, because I am a makeup artist and I love it, and I do it almost every day, and I do it on myself, I do it on other people. I think our whole species of makeup artists and influencers, we're all taking ourselves too importantly, okay? And that is part of the whole problem, because sweeties, when I am browsing around on YouTube, if I ever have the time, but sometimes I have just stuff running in the background while I'm doing something else, and I hear makeup artists who are actually professional makeup artists talk, I feel like, who are you? Who are you? You know? And that's why my first advice is, don't listen to makeup artists and don't listen to your favorite influencers, which happens to be me. Don't listen to me, okay? Or at least take it in stride and just listen to yourself first, okay? And then if it kind of clashes with what I say, then just leave it. Leave it. Whatever I say, like, who cares, you know? Because I want to first of all encourage you to go back to your gut feeling, and to go back to your creativity that you have been given at birth, because it's all in you, okay? That is what I want to start this with, because I think we are listening way too much to other people and constantly want the advice and also the approval of other people. And sweeties, we don't really need that, you know, because we've got it all. We've been born with all, we've been provided with everything, and we just need to like tap into that and activate it, okay? So then, of course, all those rules that these makeup artists give you, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that, it's like, it's mind-boggling, you know? And it just makes me so angry, because I kind of feel like, why are you saying that? Because it fits you? Then at least say, according to what I do for me, this is what I would recommend, you know? Because if people ask me, I would say I would do it like that, but feel free to do whatever you want, you know? I just feel like, don't be on such a high horse. It drives me nuts, okay? But fine. Beyond that, let's go into the real, like, nitty-gritty of things where there's actually a point to it, because certain things actually do make a difference in your makeup application and in what you do. So first, let's start with something that is super obvious, but can't be taken for granted either, because even when you watch big YouTubers doing makeup on camera, and then they go through their brushes, you hear them rummaging around their brushes, and they're going like, let's see if I can find a clean one. I feel like I want to throw up right then and there. That is so not what you should do, and that's so not what a person that is an influencer, because no matter how big or small your YouTube channel is, there are some people who are watching you and they take you as their idol, or as their, I don't know, they want to be like you, some of them at least, you know? And nobody should ever learn that you should start out your makeup with dirty brushes, you know? It's just like, I don't even understand. So my brushes get washed every single day, and that is a standard. That is just the standard. Don't work with dirty brushes, sweeties. That is the most important thing. If you want to have a good color payoff, if you want to have an even color payoff, because let me give you an example. Let's say this brush has blue on it. Okay, so today I worked with red and pink eyeshadows. So if I use this now to go in with the red eyeshadow, I'm going to have purple on this one. Okay, if I use this same brush then for the second eye, by that time the blue will have diluted already on the brush, and here it will have a completely different color payoff. It will be more red while it is more purple here. It is just so, like, everything in me screams inside of me when I just think about this, you know. So that is something where I'm personally very, very passionate about. I know for sure there are people who are like, whatever, you know, and God bless you. But I just feel like that is something, if you want to work on your makeup routine, then spend those 3 minutes every day to wash your brushes. Seriously, I have these brushes to wash today from this look, and it does not take me longer than maximum 5 minutes for all of those brushes. You know, this is so much time everybody has in their daily routine. Okay, so that is that. The same goes for, of course, sponges. You know, I used to make the mistake that foundation brushes and also sponges and all of that I did not wash them every day because I thought it's just too much hassle. By now I just put them in the laundry machine. With a huge family of 9 people, I have constantly, my laundry machine is running anyway, so I just put them into the laundry machine and they come out clean enough so that I can use them the next day without having any residue or anything like significant on them that would influence my makeup, you know. So that is super, super important, because especially with items like sponges or foundation brushes that take in so much moisture, that is even more dangerous in proportion than brushes that have dry material on them, you know, like powder and stuff. So just saying, that is all within that one group. Work with clean material. Be yourself worth enough to work with clean material. Again, I in the beginning did not do it for myself, and because I saw those YouTubers who didn't do it, and I was like, why should I? You know, I fell in the same hole basically. But then at some point when I actually started to work as a makeup artist, I realized that I'm giving my clients more honor and more courtesy than I'm giving myself. How can that be? They get to have clean brushes, they get to have new products. Why don't I? Why do I treat myself like garbage? No, you know, not doing that. So ever since then, my stuff gets cleaned every single day, and it is a big, big improvement in my personal makeup routine. All right, so that is that. Then let's also talk a little bit about skincare. Sweeties, first of all, your skin, especially of course in the face or in the places wherever you do your makeup, has to be moisturized and has to be ready to receive a load of coverage like this, you know. If you have very, very dry skin and then you put on foundation, it will, the chance of it looking cakey and looking dry and being all icky is much, much higher. So that is super, super important. And if you forget your skincare, I would rather call it then a makeup free day, because that is so, so important. You know, I cannot stress it enough. It is like you have a sponge that hasn't had water on it, because of course first you have to wet your sponge before you're using it, right? So that is basically moisturizing your skin. You're wetting your sponge. If you put your foundation on a dry sponge, the way you get it when you buy it from the store, you know how it feels, right? So that cannot ever end well. So that is super, super important. Just the same level of importance is priming your skin. That includes also the eyeshadow primer and also of course the face primer. It is super, super important. I did not used to do it in the beginning, especially not the face primer. I only kind of discovered it for myself, how important it is, especially also when you're not like super, super young anymore. And also ever since I started to do my color correcting under my foundation and all of these things. So you have to play around a little bit with it, but it is super, super important in case you want to have a look that lasts longer, that looks overall more flawless and more even and all of these things. So that is definitely something I would absolutely recommend. And also the eyeshadow primer, because when I already mentioned this, it is also such a game changer. And not only just in general eyeshadow primer, it is also the finding the right one. You know, find the right one for yourselves. And it doesn't really help you if I tell you I really like this one and this one and this one, because everybody feels it so differently. Everybody has different needs. So I don't really necessarily want to recommend one. I like the one from Natasha Denona. I like the one from Be Perfect. I kind of like the one from Anastasia Beverly Hills also. What else do I like? I like all kinds of P. Louise, you know? All of these Sigma, I can work with anything really. It is just basically the fine-tuning that in certain aspects one is better than the other, but in general use an eyeshadow primer because it is just so much better for the durability of the look, and also for the color payoff and for everything. So that is, and you probably think like, duh, Leorah, that is such a normal thing to use, but you would be surprised how many people have never heard of eyeshadow primers or how important it is, you know? And not to use concealers, sweetie, use an eyeshadow primer. Don't use a concealer under your eyes. Under your eyeshadows. Okay, sweeties, that is that. Now let us go on to the next thing. The next thing is also something which drives me nuts. Also with makeup artists and also with influencers on YouTube. Sweeties, what really drives me nuts is when I see on pictures on Instagram, and also of course people doing makeup on YouTube, that their foundation ends here. It drives me nuts. I'm like, where does your face end? Your face or your makeup application ends an inch below your clothes. This is where your makeup ends, okay? At least one of the pro makeup artists that I watched on the referee the other day, she at least said, okay, so do your makeup till here and then like slowly fade it out. I can kind of live with that, but if you have, for example, a very red tinted skin and you have a completely different makeup on, you will still see it, you know? And I just saw the other day, and I'm not going to say names, but it is someone you probably all know. On Instagram I saw a picture which just drives me nuts, because these people are all way bigger than I am, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? You know, face all made up till here, and then the neck and everything was like red and freckled, which is okay. So that is what your face looks like or what your skin looks like, but then at least, you know, extend the foundation here, or at least blend it out so you don't have this separation line here, because seriously, how does this look? Whoever thought that this is a good look? And what is mind-boggling to me is how these people don't see it themselves. Like, how can you be so focused on like this square and not see the rest? I don't get it. I really don't. It doesn't make sense. You know, that is the first lesson that I learned in makeup school, that the makeup application goes as long as where there is skin. This is how far you apply your makeup. And if your clothes start under your belly button, you will apply the makeup till an inch underneath. You know, that is just the rule. This is what looks good. And it just does not make sense, you know? And it's also not a matter of saving on product, because really applying it a little bit down here is not going to make so much of a difference. So, and if you're doing it already, then just do it the right way and just, you know, look even. It just makes sense, right? So that is definitely something that I would also recommend. Okay, sweeties, the next topic is actually very connected to what I just said, and that's also going to be the last topic for today. So I want to talk about this whole thing with color matching of your foundation and your products, okay? That is also a very important issue. And when I see the people in the stores, in the drugstores or in makeup stores who are trying to color match you, it is very cringeworthy. Now, not always, I should be fair. Not always, because some of them really know what they're doing. But when you ever see a person swatch a foundation shade on their arm, then you know that something is really wrong, okay? Now, when I go to a makeup store, I cannot ever pretend that I don't know anything about makeup unless I have a makeup-free day, which doesn't happen that often. So that's why when I go to a makeup store, nobody really comes to me and tries to shade match me, really. But but I really would feel like just pretending to know nothing and go and just like even like filming in secret or something. I would love to do that, you know, but in any case, that's just like an evil little person in me that wants to wants to really expose people, seriously. But what I'm trying to say is use the right shade for you. You know, you can maybe go in like a little bit, a smidgen in one direction or the other, or sometimes you're just trying out a product and maybe it is not like super important that is the exact shade for you. But I think the achievement of finding the right shade should be at the forefront. And where do you swatch and where do you shade match? It is here. It is here where you check, and you will put a certain amount, a certain range, what is closest to your skin color, which kind of is in the middle between your face and your neck color, because they have different colors usually, you know. And you will swatch them here, and then you will see which one of those blends most easy or the easiest into your skin tone. And this is the one that is most likely the one to match your face, and then also of course where you won't have the separation line when you blend your whole foundation down towards your neck, that it will become a whole nice and smooth picture basically, you know. That is so important, that we're not trying to use. Wait, I have to admit something. I have been doing similar things too, because I wanted to use up foundation. You know, I had, for example, a summer foundation, which was a shade darker than what I'm using now. And I used it and I looked way more tan, obviously, suddenly. But it was just not the right thing to do. You know, either you throw it out or you give it to someone else, or I don't know, maybe you can even mix it with a lighter foundation and then kind of use it up like that. But to just use a wrong foundation shade just feels kind of really not right, you know. So that is just my 2 cents of advice that I would want to give you as a couple of makeup mistakes that are kind of really obvious, but still a lot of people are constantly doing them wrong in a way, you know. So I don't want to sit here and tell you this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. But as I already told you in the beginning, you know, I kind of have a bit of a problem with that, because I think at the end of the day, everybody needs to find their own way within this whole subject, and also needs to be able to still play around and experiment and find yourself, find your place, find the way you want to look on that given day. Okay, if you feel like you want to have blue brows today, then by all means do it. I admire your courage. I have never done that, but if you want to, and if that is what you're going for, then, you know, do it. So that's why I never want to sit here and say don't do this, don't do that. But there are certain things that no matter what you do, no matter if your brows are blue or if your makeup foundation shade is 3 shades too dark or too light, these certain things are still true, which is clean material. You know, clean material, skincare, primer, no matter which shade of foundation you put on afterwards, use a good primer. You know, there are certain things that should just be basics. And then of course the other things that come on top, like the style of the makeup and the winged liner and things like this. We can still talk about that. But all of these other things are up for negotiation as far as I'm concerned. But there are certain things that are just basics that should just be a staple. You know, they should be there and ready and unchanged, and this is how it should be, because it just overall improves everything. Yeah, so that is my 2 cents for today. I hope you did enjoy this, and of course, as always, feel free to leave me your comments in the comment section down below. And also, if you have any topics for me to talk about, yeah, leave it in the comments or contact me by DM on Instagram and let me know if there is anything you want me to talk about. Then I shall definitely consider it. Beyond that, of course, check out my description box, because as I already told you, all my links for social media are there. My makeup of today you will find there, all my discount codes with different indie brands, and also of course ways to support my channel in case you want to do so. And beyond that, of course, subscribe to my channel if you've not done so. And of course, if you found this video helpful, then please give the video a like, and I shall see you here super soon for my next one. And up until then, definitely go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.